Heating up.
All-time greatest ice cream flavor.
A pick that a lot of people probably won't agree with, but coffee. That's my favorite. You're supposed to help me out. Be the backboard.
The internet stopped for 60 seconds. Not for a game-winning shot. Not for a trade announcement. Not for a controversy. Just for Caitlin Clark sitting on a couch, scrolling through her phone. That's it. 1 minute of unscripted, unpolished, completely casual content. And it spread faster than almost anything she had ever posted before. So what exactly happened? And why did something so simple hit so hard?
Oh, I think I've seen these on TikTok.
Okay.
Obviously, I watch too much TikTok. I'm Caitlin Clark, and today I'm rating trending crossovers. I mean, you can take my advice. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but let's do it.
If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We break down the moments that matter in women's basketball. And trust us, you're going to want to stick around for this one. When 1 minute was enough. The video was titled, Reacting to TikToks. No dramatic buildup, no teaser campaign, no brand rollout. Just Clark, her phone, and a collection of fan-made TikToks, memes, jokes, and viral edits that have been circulating about her online.
Core. What a fun word. Core.
Yeah.
Core. These people at least make it look good. More than anything, it just looks incredibly comfy. I like the fuzzy, comfy sweatshirts. Gorpcore, I would say hit. I would wear this.
She rated them. She laughed at some. She raised an eyebrow at others. She was relaxed in a way that felt completely unlike any of her polished public appearances. What made it land immediately was the contrast. This was the same woman whose name had been trending nonstop for over a year. The same athlete who had been analyzed, debated, celebrated, and criticized across every platform on the internet. And here she was, watching the memes people made about her and reacting the way anyone would, genuinely, casually, without a publicist in sight. The clip hit the internet, and the response was almost instant. Fan pages reposted it. Sports media picked it up. TikTok accounts began stitching it within hours. What started as a minute-long casual video turned into one of the most discussed pieces of content she had released in months. Not because of what it said, but because of what it didn't try to say. That's the thing about authenticity. When it's real, people feel it immediately. And they felt this.
Have you done this before?
I have done this before.
And?
I'm definitely more of a hot tub girl, as probably are a lot of people. A contrast is good. You're supposed to finish in the cold tub, but usually finish in the hot tub. Nobody likes to be freezing when they're done, so I'll say it's a hit.
The moment fans couldn't stop replaying. Here's where it gets interesting. Fans didn't just watch the video. They studied it. When she smirked at a parody of one of her signature moves, people clipped that moment and posted it separately. When she paused a beat too long at a video about how often her name trends online, threads appeared breaking down what that pause meant. When she laughed quietly at a meme from her rookie year, entire comment sections lit up because people said they had never seen her laugh that casually on camera before. That level of attention isn't normal. People don't slow down reaction videos for regular athletes. But Clark exists in a different tier of public scrutiny, where every expression, every pause, and every word carries extra weight.
I actually don't mind cottage cheese, but I don't think it belongs in everything. Make the brownie with sugar and flour. So I think this is a miss. Just make the food how it's supposed to be made.
You can reveal it whenever you're ready.
I think it's a pickle, with a bunch of sour candy on the inside. I mean, it just doesn't even smell good, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I'm not trying that.
The fact that fans found themselves analyzing the micro details of a TikTok reaction video says more about her position in sports culture than almost anything else could. And what they found when they looked that closely was something they didn't expect: complete ease. No tension, no careful neutrality, no rehearsed charm. Just someone who was genuinely having a good time, aware of the noise surrounding her, and completely unbothered by it in that moment. That relaxed energy was rare enough that fans immediately recognized it. They weren't used to seeing it, but that raised a bigger question. Why is it so rare? And what does it say about how athletes at her level are usually presented? The image versus the person. Athletes at the top of their sport operate inside a machine. Coaches, PR teams, brand managers, and media trainers all work together to shape how a star comes across in public. Every post is reviewed. Every interview is prepped. Every smile is considered. It's not deception, it's protection. Because at a certain level of fame, one wrong word or one awkward moment can dominate headlines for a week. Caitlin Clark has been inside that machine, since before she was even drafted. Her rise at Iowa turned her into a national story, and by the time the Indiana Fever selected her, the entire media infrastructure of sports was already pointed directly at her. That level of attention doesn't come without consequence. It trains athletes to be careful, measured, deliberately polished. So when she posted a video that was none of those things, no script, no careful messaging, no strategy, it stood out completely.
Woo! I got the last one, maybe.
Nice.
Bad rhythm, but it still counts.
Caitlin Clark, are you ready to play the Hoop Run Challenge?
We're gonna find out. Oh boy. Hoop, 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 hoop. Hoop, 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 scoop. Hoop, scoop, 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 hoop, hoop, boop. Ah, scoop, no! It's the third slide is the hardest.
She was scrolling through jokes about her own trending status and laughing at them. She was reacting to viral food trends and giving completely unfiltered opinions on cottage cheese and brownies. She was attempting TikTok beat challenges mid-conversation and not caring at all whether she nailed them. That gap between the carefully managed public figure and the relaxed human being scrolling through memes is exactly what fans connected with. They had seen one side for so long that the other side felt like a revelation. And here's the thing, it probably wasn't a revelation at all. This was just Caitlin Clark on a normal day. The surprising part was getting to see it.
Score it.
So I'm gonna say a miss, but
I trust your opinion. Miss.
Well, thanks
Miss.
for that.
Absolute miss.
The empire she built without losing herself. Here's some context that makes this video even more striking. Caitlin Clark is not just a basketball player. She is, by every financial and cultural measure, a full-scale brand. Her sponsorship income hit over $16 million last year alone, compared to the $114,000 she earned from a WNBA salary. Do the math on that. More than 99% of her income comes from the brands that have attached themselves to her name. Those brands include some of the biggest in sports and consumer culture: Gatorade, State Farm, Wilson, Panini America, Gamebridge, Xfinity. And in a move that signals where the industry believes her career is headed, Nike signed her to an 8-year, $28 million endorsement deal that includes her own signature sneaker line, her own logo, and her own clothing collection set to launch in 2026. She became the flagship Nike athlete in women's basketball, a designation that carries the weight of an entire marketing machine behind it. And yet the video that sent the internet into a spiral wasn't any of that. It wasn't a Nike announcement. It wasn't an Xfinity commercial. It was her sitting on a couch, being normal. That contrast is actually a masterclass, whether intentional or not. Athletes who become brands sometimes lose the thing that made people care about them in the first place, the human element. They become logos. Clark's casual video reminded everyone that behind the deals, the campaigns, and the media coverage, there is still a real person who watches TikTok and has strong opinions about cottage cheese. That's not easy to maintain at her level, and the fact that it came across so naturally is part of why the reaction was so loud. How TikTok turned it into a loop.
is Bungee Fitness. There's a video where you watch.
Oh, I've seen these on TikTok, and they're just getting after it. It honestly seems kind of fun. It's probably more fun than just going and lifting weights. I'm not sure I would ever do this, but miss for me, but hit for these women that are absolutely loving it.
Within hours of the video going up, TikTok did what TikTok does. It took the content and multiplied it. Fans began creating stitches of the clip, recording themselves reacting to her reacting to them. Some brought back older videos of her Xfinity commercials side by side with the casual footage, using the comparison to show how different she seemed in unscripted moments. Others pulled clips from past interviews and games, building timelines of her public persona and placing this video as a turning point. The feedback loop was almost immediate. It wasn't just viewers watching content anymore. It was creators building new content from her reactions, which then got reacted to by more fans, which created more clips, which circled back to her original video.
Suits with heels. And,
These models make it look great, but not for me. I'm just such a sneakers person. Like, I love sneakers and shoes. Tracksuits with heels, miss.
The internet had essentially turned her 60-second casual post into a multi-platform conversation that ran for days. This is what happens when an athlete hits a certain cultural frequency. The content doesn't just get consumed, it gets recycled, remixed, and rebuilt into something larger. Clark's video became the center of that cycle because it gave people something to respond to emotionally, not just informationally. It wasn't a highlight or an announcement. It was a feeling, a sense of connection, and feelings travel faster and further than facts. What's worth noting is that she didn't engineer any of that. She didn't drop the video with a strategy for it to go viral on TikTok. It just happened, and that organic quality was its own kind of power.
Go. You made it. So all-time greatest vacation spot.
Ooh, Cabo. Actually, Croatia. That's my favorite I've ever been to. Okay, easing up.
The false perception she talked about. This is a layer of the story that a lot of people missed. Clark has actually spoken directly about the way social media distorts public image. In the summer of 2025, she sent a clear message about what she called the false perception that gets created when the internet builds a version of you based on clips, commentary, and controversy rather than reality. She wasn't wrong. The social media version of Caitlin Clark is a collection of her most dramatic moments. The buzzer beaters, the controversies, the debates about her treatment compared to other players, the nonstop rankings and comparisons. That version of her is intense. It is high stakes. It is always at the center of some kind of argument. The woman in the TikTok reaction video wasn't that. She was someone who found a hot tub versus cold tub question genuinely funny. Someone who had clear, firm opinions about food trends and was completely comfortable saying so. Someone who tried a beat challenge, messed up the rhythm, and laughed about it without any visible self-consciousness. The gap between those two versions, the online narrative versus the actual human being, is something every major athlete has to navigate. But Clark's video gave fans a direct line past the noise to something that felt genuinely real. It didn't correct the narrative. It didn't argue with it. It just existed alongside it. And in doing so, it made the gap visible. Fans who had spent months consuming the intense, controversial, always trending version of her suddenly had this quieter, simpler version sitting right next to it. The contrast did the work all by itself. And here's what matters about that. You can't fake that contrast. If the video had felt even slightly performative, even slightly like Clark was trying to seem relatable, it would have landed completely differently. The fact that it didn't feel staged is the entire reason it worked. Why authenticity is her most dangerous weapon. There's a reason sports media started dissecting this video beyond the fan reaction. Analysts noted something specific. It is unusually rare for an athlete at Clark's level of scrutiny to engage with casual internet culture without the moment backfiring in some way. At her level of visibility, everything gets interpreted. Every word gets pulled apart. Every reaction becomes a headline. And yet she sat down, watched memes about herself, and came out the other side looking more human than ever. That takes a particular kind of confidence. Not the loud, performance-ready confidence that athletes often display in press rooms and post-game interviews. A quieter kind. The confidence of someone who genuinely knows who she is and isn't threatened by the gap between who she is and how the internet talks about her. That awareness and the ease that comes with it might be the most powerful thing she has right now beyond her game. The athletes who last in culture aren't always the most technically gifted. They're the ones who people feel they actually know. The ones who manage to stay human at a scale that usually erases humanity. Michael Jordan was iconic, but the people who feel closest to athletes today are the ones who have figured out how to exist authentically inside the digital world rather than apart from it. Clark's video was evidence that she might already understand this at a level most athletes don't reach for years. She isn't just building a brand, she's building trust. And trust, at scale, is worth more than any sponsorship deal. Nike, Xfinity, State Farm, and every other company attached to her name is betting on exactly that. Not just her talent, her connection. Because connection is what turns viewers into fans, fans into loyalists, and loyalists into a cultural force that outlasts any single season or trending moment. What nobody wants to say out loud. Let's talk about something a little more uncomfortable, because this story has another side that's worth acknowledging. The attention Clark receives isn't only enthusiastic. She exists at the center of some of the most heated debates in women's sports. The Angel Reese situation alone generated months of divided commentary. with fans, analysts, and media figures drawing lines across deeply personal and political territory. The scrutiny she receives is intense in ways that go beyond basketball ability. What the casual TikTok video did, quietly and without any statement, was sidestep all of that for 60 seconds. It didn't weigh in. It didn't acknowledge the tension. It just showed a person who sees the world around her clearly and chooses not to be consumed by the loudest version of it. That's a choice. And it says something about how she operates at a level that press conferences and formal interviews rarely reveal. The people who follow her closely enough notice this. They notice that she could scroll past a meme about her own trending status without flinching. That she could laugh at jokes about the internet's obsession with her name without making it a moment. The kind of composure visible in something as small as a casual TikTok reaction builds a very specific kind of reputation, not just as a great player, but as someone who carries the weight of extraordinary public attention without being crushed by it. That's not nothing. In fact, for a career that's only just getting started, that might be everything. The bigger picture. Step back from the memes and the viral clips for a moment and look at what this video actually represents in the arc of her career. Clark arrived in the WNBA as the most anticipated rookie in the league's history. The expectations were staggering. The media coverage was relentless. The scrutiny from fans, critics, analysts, and the general public was unlike anything women's basketball had ever seen. She handled her first season in ways that generated enormous attention, both positive and negative. She became the center of a broader national conversation about women's sports, their value, their visibility, and the complex dynamics within the league itself. Her name trended almost constantly. Her every move was documented, debated, and dissected. And then, amid all of that, she posted a 60-second video of herself watching TikToks. And the internet, which had been running at full intensity for over a year, collectively exhaled. That's the power of a genuine moment at exactly the right time. After months of coverage that was heavy, intense, and often polarizing, a simple video of an athlete being a normal person felt like relief. Fans didn't just enjoy it, they needed it. It reminded them why they followed her in the first place, before the headlines and the debates and the relentless media cycle. They followed her because of who she is as a person, not just what she does as a player. And she reminded them of that in 60 seconds, without trying to. What comes next? Here's where it gets genuinely interesting from a bigger picture standpoint. Clark is entering one of the most pivotal phases of her career. Her Nike deal is rolling out fully in 2026, complete with her own signature sneaker and logo. Her sponsorship empire is already massive and growing. The WNBA is in the middle of a cultural shift that she has helped accelerate. Every move she makes from here will be watched, reported on, and analyzed. In that environment, knowing how to be real and having the confidence to let that realness exist in public isn't just personally healthy. It's strategically powerful. Fans who feel like they know you don't just follow you. They protect you when the narrative gets hostile. They defend you in comment sections. They show up for your game broadcasts, buy your jerseys, and stream your sponsor content. That connection is built through moments exactly like the one she created with a 60-second TikTok reaction video. Not through highlight reels or press statements, through small, honest glimpses of who she actually is. And based on how the internet responded, she's been building that connection more successfully than most people realize. The brands know it, the analysts are starting to say it out loud, and the fans have already been living it. A raised eyebrow at a meme, a quiet laugh at a rookie year joke, an honest opinion about cottage cheese and brownies. None of it sounds like the foundation of a cultural legacy. But sometimes the smallest moments are the ones that stick the longest. If you've made it this far, you already know why this matters. And if this kind of breakdown is what you're here for, drop a comment below telling us which moment from the video stood out to you most. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the time. Hit that button and turn on notifications because the next breakdown is already in the works and you are not going to want to miss it.